30 June came and went. The country is still standing, businesses are open, roads are busy, life goes on. And almost immediately, a familiar question began to emerge. Was all the concern worth it if nothing really happened? It's a fair question, but I think it's the wrong question. You see, when people prepare for potential crisis and that crisis never materializes, there is a tendency to look back and conclude that the threat was exaggerated from the start. We see this after major storms that don't cause the expected damage. We see it after security operations that prevent attacks. We see it after large public events that everyone feared would descend into chaos. The assumption is simple. If nothing happened, there was never a problem. But reality is often much more complicated than that. Sometimes the reason nothing happened is because people prepared, law enforcement prepared, private security companies prepared, businesses reviewed contingency plans, communities shared information, ordinary citizens paid attention to developments and adjusted their routines where necessary. Whether you agreed with the concerns or not, thousands of people took the possibility of unrest seriously enough to make preparations. Now imagine the opposite scenario. Imagine nobody paid attention. Imagine law enforcement ignored the warnings. Imagine businesses made no contingency plans. Imagine communities simply assumed everything would be fine. Would the outcome have been the same? Perhaps, but perhaps not. And that is the challenge with preparedness. When it works, it often looks unnecessary in hindsight. The security guard who spends 12 hours on duty without incident was still doing an important job. The firefighter who never has to extinguish a blaze was still necessary. The spare tire in your vehicle is not a waste of space simply because you didn't get a puncture today. Preparedness should not be judged solely by whether the worst case scenario occurred. It should be judged by whether people were capable of responding if it did. Now, that doesn't mean every warning should be accepted without question. In fact, far from it. One of the most important skills that a responsible citizen can develop is the ability to distinguish between vigilance and panic. Panic says disaster is guaranteed. Vigilance says disaster is possible. Panic abandons reason. Vigilance gathers information. Panic spreads rumors. Vigilance evaluates facts. And perhaps one of the biggest lessons from the past few weeks is that many South Africans are becoming better at making that distinction. For all the dramatic predictions that circulated online, most people remained calm. They monitored the situation. They stayed informed. They made sensible decisions based on the information available to them. That is exactly what preparedness should look like. So, where does it leave us now? Should we simply forget about the 30th of June and move on? Not entirely. The underlying issues that brought people onto the streets have not disappeared. The concerns and frustrations and debates that motivated these demonstrations remain a part of South Africa's reality. However, there is an important difference between recognizing ongoing challenges and living in a constant state of fear. One is responsible. The other is exhausting. The goal is not to spend every day expecting disaster. The goal is to build the habits, the knowledge, and the mindset that allow you to respond effectively when challenges arise. And if Tuesday proved anything, it is that preparation and calm decision-making are far more valuable than panic and speculation. And boy, were we ever inundated with pure nonsense aimed squarely at making people panic. So, perhaps the real reason of 30 June is not that people worried too much. Perhaps the lesson is that preparedness worked exactly as it was supposed to. The day came, the day passed. South Africa carried on. That is certainly a result worth reflecting on. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, Stay prepared.